Um, I'm not supposed to do this to Godoy, right? Oh, I can. It's only the other people that are demon is the uncle, so I can listen to Godoy.
Al-Asif. It's not really all that difficult to remember. I wonder what role he is to have in all of this. It should not be long before we find out. According to Sir Gregory, he will be arriving just before the conference starts.
I'm sorry to have troubled you. I'll be leaving now.
Perfect! I was going up to my room anyway. See you later.
See you later.
So, Holmes has planned something to do with the Al-Azif just before the next conference.
Interesting. Good to know. That was finally got some information. Alright, now it's time for us to go to Lord Mortimer's or Father's study. It's too bad that, like, Sarah could not explain herself. And I guess, and that's kind of too bad for Louis, because since she's not able to, like, defend herself or explain herself, because unfortunately, because she hid so much. That's the thing. She hid so much from Louis that it was just really hard to, like, trust her, and she dropped the ball on that, because had she not hidden this from, like, Louis, what is he supposed to think? You know, he's pretty much just now gonna have to take what Mortimer says. It's easier for him to take it at face value, even though his mom wouldn't want him necessarily to, but like, by her not telling him everything he needed to know or concealing this information from him, that put her at a severe disadvantage. Never mind the fact that, you know, getting killed is a bit disadvantageous as well. But I know they're not flies, but how sanitary would it be for butterflies to just be on a fruit plate? I'd like to believe that butterflies are relatively sanitary, at least, like, comparing between a butterfly versus a fly, a regular fly, or, you know, maggots. I would think that they're far more sanitary, but that's what I'm imagining.
Louis, I was sure you would stay.
I don't have much of a choice. My mom kind of died on me.
You've made the right choice. You must have been disappointed not to have been able to speak to Sarah one last time. I would have liked her to tell you herself.
Me too.
Well, I guess I'll never know now.
Yep.
True. Even so, there is one more thing I haven't told you about her.
What is it
Sarah
now?
was my daughter.
What?
What?
Why didn't you tell me the truth about her?
I thought that might be too many truths.
So my
to
mom was
absorb
actually
at
my
one time.
sister?
I intended to tell you afterwards.
This is
You were in
weird.
a hurry, so I made a decision. You've been able to understand and choose for yourself.
Mom was
How
my-
do you feel?
So
Hard to say.
my mother was my sister, and Emily was my sister, and Emma was my sister, and we're all siblings? What? This is so weird. I don't know if I can take this family tree seriously now. You're like, oh yeah, by the way, really, writers? Really? I'm having a lot of issues right now. You'd think there'd be servants, guards watching, though. The writers must have had a lot of fun in the discussion room. It's like, oh, so not only is Sarah not his real mother, he's actually his sister. His sister. And yes, Emily, that character that you could have slept with before, she's his sister too. My goodness. Really, game? Really? I'm a little overwhelmed. That's probably the best thing to put it.
Confused about everything? I have to admit, it's been a lot to take in such a short amount of time.
What could be more normal? It may have been a bit brutal, but you've just grown up in a very short space of time. From now on, you can influence your own future. I will guide you. We've all the time we need.
You're not the first to make me that offer.
What do you mean by that?
Your brother, Sir Gregory.
Gregory. Why am I not even surprised? What did he say?
The Council is totes my fave soap opera of this year. Yeah, you could say that again. Yeah, I don't think Mortimer likes diversion. No, it's conviction. Conviction science. He's worried for you. Etiquette. Immunity to conviction and science. He probably likes etiquette, I'm guessing. I'm guessing his weakness is etiquette. He seems like a very etiquette kind of person.
I think he's worried about you.
Worried? Marvelous. That's just like him. You know, in a family like ours, we all have a role to play. And his is to worry about everyone else. Let me reassure you, there's no reason for him to worry about me.
Not even with regards to your father?
Like the relationship with your father, for example.
It's sometimes complicated, I must admit. I like to understand things, even if it means thinking outside the box. In fact, that's a character trait that you seem to have inherited.
You haven't answered about your father.
What did I tell you? You are too curious, my son. Let time do its work. I don't impose anything on anyone. I'm just following my own path.
But where does it lead?
I suppose I should explain. For centuries now, demons have emerged in and around great leaders all over the world. But like true tyrants, they have governed with an iron fist in a studded glove.
That's the impression I get.
But you see, people's discontent is increasing, and they are too high up to hear it. They take themselves for gods. Sooner or later, the people will turn against us, just as they have in the past. Each time it's happened, many of us have died. We must master the humans, yes, but gently. And the best way of doing that is by allowing them a free choice, Louis.
You really are trying to liberate men.
Of course, not entirely, no. It is easier to keep control over people who slumber than people who are oppressed.
Okay.
A man with nothing to lose is a dangerous man. Whereas, if you give him a roof, food, and entertainment, he will do whatever you want.
Now
The
it's
best
getting
way of
shady.
them to achieve something is to make them think it was their idea.
Oh,
For that,
okay.
they have to feel as if they are free.
Hang on. What do you
The
mean?
illusion of
Look at the
freedom.
United States. From the start, I introduced an idea that will change everything.
Democracy.
The idea that everything is possible. Everyone can become
Oh,
someone.
interesting.
Is there anything more beautiful?
You mean it's not true?
The American...
Man can move mountains when he believes it is in his own interest. And what nobler cause is there than his own freedom?
So the American dream is rooted from demonic guidance, apparently. That is interesting.
Do you have any more examples?
Of course.
Let's speak about slavery. Yeah, so how about slavery? Let's just jump right into it.
Talk to me about slavery.
Well, take the slave trade, for example. It's an archaic practice that simply has to stop. Today, black slaves of America work for free and in unbearable conditions. Tomorrow, if you free the blacks and offer them work along with a salary, they will bless you for it. Then, they will be integrated into the system. They will be taxable. Once they are free, they will have to work for a roof, pay taxes, and feed their families.
Right.
Maybe we could take away the civil rights of prisoners, for example. In this way, we'll keep control of all those who respect the system and benefit from the others as workforce.
This is really interesting. Emancipation of women.
And what would you propose for women?
They must be given the right to work and to vote. Look, at the moment, they don't work. They take care of raising children. What a mistake. We have to get them out of the house. Make them work. In this way, not only will they become consumers, but they will also delegate the job of education to the system. We could guide humanity from a young age, Louis, don't you see? Today, we are wasting too much time.
This is really interesting. Everything that historically has happened, like emancipating women, ending slavery, are said to come from demon guidance. I mean, wow, that's so it's very mind-blowing. They are the Illuminati.
What obscurantism! By harping on this concept of good and evil, guilt and redemption, look where men are now, locked up in beliefs that should no longer exist. It's time for men to rediscover themselves and to take control of their lives, as they really are, without any moral judgment.
Other than possession and stuff, Mortimer would be an interesting teacher / scholar. I agree. He
Tell
would
me
be
what
really
you think
fascinating.
about progress.
Progress is essential, Louis. It's the future.
What else?
Progress must liberate humanity from burdensome chores. Progress must replace man wherever his presence is not obligatory. It creates both the desire and the need. It will liberate women as soon as the machines are able to do all the chores in the home automatically. It will bring men together by bringing a faster means of locomotion. Look at the cultural revolution that printing brought about. But the most important of all has already been laid. The foundation stone. Freedom of speech. The First Amendment of the Constitution. There must be opponents to every project. So, above all, don't develop a one-track approach. Otherwise, man won't have enough room for expression to feel free. If man sees his chains, he will only want to break them. If we give men the feeling that they are free, I am convinced that they will exceed their limits. And it is only from that condition that humanity shall rise up.
But do you want to dominate or raise humanity higher?
I want it to advance. I want it to progress. Man is our vessel. If he progresses, then so do we. Wouldn't you like to know what we really are?
It's a symbiotic
Who do you
relationship.
mean? Demons?
Yes, us. Our species. I've been searching for centuries, trying to find a way to explain the reason of our existence. But humanity has not yet evolved enough to make any progress on the subject.
It's really
I
fascinating.
am convinced that the sciences will bring that knowledge someday.
So, that's your objective, is it? To understand who we are.
This is really interesting, like super fascinating, and like the Mortimer is a very interesting character, ridiculously interesting. Whether you trust him or not, the things he's saying are fascinating, and he's so forward thinking. The only if he turns out to be a villain, if he does, and I don't know if he necessarily will be, he is a pretty darn convincing villain. Very, very sympathetic villain, and a villain that makes perfect sense. But right now, he seems to if you're trying to label people good or evil, he even sort of is very meta to say, demons and their stigma. If you really want to put labels on people, good and evil, versus what they do, he might have some motivations behind what he's doing, but that doesn't mean the motivations he has or his goals are wrong or evil necessarily. The only thing that's sort of is, a little bothersome is that basically this Mortimer is implying that man can't come up with these advancements on their own. He's pretty much every major thing that has caused man to advance has been thanks to the demons. That's the only reason why, otherwise they would be extinct right now. The wheel again, the fire, the printing press. So I'm assuming that, according to Mortimer, a demon was also behind, the invention of the internet and the invention of I guess that's in my lifetime, that was the most major world-changing event that happened was the invention of the internet. So and it makes sense, then they can communicate freely and exchange information and data, and he's trying to get science and man to advance enough, and the internet definitely accelerated us and advanced us incredibly. So the demons are probably taking credit for that too. So basically we're basically can't think about these advancements and come up with these advancements on our own. We have to be guided. So that's the only thing that's a little bit bothersome, is that they pretty much have to kind of baby us. And maybe that's really the correct analogy, because they see us as being infants or children or teenagers that need to be like guided like parents. That's probably how they see humans or humanity, which is really fascinating. To understand who we are, why not after all? It's still manipulation though.
I understand your goal, but the change you propose is not really a significant one. It is merely more smoke and mirrors.
You must understand that we directly depend on men. Consequently, we have to do our utmost to help them progress and to prevent them from killing each other.
Given the numbers of wars, it doesn't seem to be working. Why not impose peace? Why not teach them to be autonomous?
And you think that's been a success? Humanity? It's almost always at war. And it's been this way forever.
Look, I'm not saying that the task is easy. We've all had failures. And at times, we have even suffered from conflicts on our own side. I'm doing my best to improve the situation.
Which is
our
admirable.
family clings to its privileges and to the past. And that's how they are putting us in danger. The time has come for change. Now that you know your true nature, there are still a few things I need to teach you.
What do you mean exactly?
A new skill.
Another
And
one?
Not the least, Louis.
It's Christmas
It's
is
about
early.
taking control of a person.
You want me to manipulate someone? I mean, seduction is enough. Like, seducing people, but like actually manipulating people to do my bidding? I don't know if I want to do that. How do I do that? Is that possible?
I don't see how I could do that.
I shall help you the first time.
How is that possible?
How do you do it?
It's an animal resonance. How it works is still a bit unclear even to us.
Like a wave or a sound?
That seems the most likely, yes. In my opinion, demons are capable of tuning their psychic frequency to that of others. That is why, for example, I tend to surround myself with deaf and dumb servants.
Okay.
The servants dressed in black. I infiltrated them. I opened a channel between them and me, and then I deprived them of speech and hearing.
Oh.
This way, no other demon can turn them against me.
Okay. So basically we're Xavier. Okay.
Okay, let's not waste any more time.
I deduce that you're impatient to master what's in store for you. That is good. I thought I'd mix business with pleasure for this first time.
What do you
Okay.
mean by that?
The conference will come to a close shortly, as you know. Not that I'm fed up with archaic diplomacy, but it's time to ensure the success of this project. To make this happen, I would like Piaget to inform the Pope he has changed sides.
You want me to rig the conference? That goes totally against what I thought you were trying to have us do, Mortimer. It's interesting, very interesting, that they waited till the 4th out of 5 episodes to introduce all of these powers. Like the first 3 episodes seem to be, you know, pretty normal, and then 4th is when everything just kind of goes like all the craziness happens. Not just the powers that we're being given, but like finding out that we're related to our mother and our sister that we might have slept with, and goodness, this episode is just what? Just went cray in the deep end.
You're going to use your powers to alter the votes?
The real game is about to begin.
Yeah, but you're
Louis.
cheating.
Up till now, the guests have been sizing each other up. From now on, it's time for Gregory and myself to play.
So you're going to...
As well as you yourself.
You're just
Now,
using them,
here is
though.
my
I don't like
plan.
that.
I would like you to join His Eminence in his room.
Just play along. We'll see when the time comes. Very well. And then?
You're going to have to trust me. What we're going to do is painless for the human you are going to
I
invade.
don't want to invade a
See?
priest's head.
Yes. You're going to enter his mind.
No, I
and
don't
take
agree with
control.
that. I don't
You're
agree
going
with
to
that.
influence his actions and his psyche.
I don't
Make
want to do
him
that.
speak, then concentrate. You must focus on him in order to feel his thoughts.
This feels really...
Then, while speaking, you must link with him. Once you're done, you will naturally find your way to the source and enter into his thoughts.
But what if I fail?
Trust in your instincts. You just have to let yourself go. You have the skill. Let your nature come to the fore. You'll see. If you fail, you'll be in for some light banter with His Eminence. That's all. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Very well.
Perfect. Go now.
Perfect.
The Cardinal is in his room. You will have to write a letter to the Pope as if Piaggi had written it himself.
I'm not
in this
doing
letter,
that.
Tell the Pope that whatever happens during the conference, he must follow my
No,
proposition.
I'm not doing
But
this.
be careful. In order to protect himself from counterfeiters, the Pope had Piaggi's hand tattooed with a symbol.
I
to
don't
be sure of his
really want to
identity.
do this.
You'll see when you're inside him. You'll understand.
I don't
Once it's
want to
written
go
up,
inside
just
the priest.
bring it back to me,
That's not
and I'll send it off immediately.
kosher
All right.
for me.
I'll take care of it.
Oh my goodness. No, I don't. This is something we're not doing. Go to Piaggi's room. Yes, Louis, don't go inside the priest, please. That's just not. No. We're gonna see what happens. I'm sure we'll be given a choice. Hello.
Please don't hold it against me, but I would like to be alone for a while.
Just staring at that painting. If the Holy Lens can kill someone like Mortimer, wouldn't Piaggi be wearing a cross or some kind of holy item that warded demonic stuff, even if it's if he isn't actively doing exorcism? I'd assume you get a choice to screw Mortimer over later, but it's a hand tattoo thing. It's probably also puzzles. You might not have all the skill points needed to get each answer anyways, unless you have to and need to pick the wrong choices on purpose. Yeah. I hope that there's an outright choice for me just not to do this. Because the game seems very intent on having Louis imply that Louis actually is 100% in on this and not having any second thoughts.
President George Washington.
Cardinal Piaggi. Because, like, reading someone's mind
Louis,
is bad
What
enough.
brings you back?
Controlling them.
May I sit down?
Of course, Louis. Don't you feel?
Mind
good?
reading is
Yes, but
already a huge
if I'm gonna
violation.
pass inside you, I'd better sit myself down first.
If I'm
It's
gonna
nothing,
pass
don't worry about
inside
it.
you.
Well, what can I do for you?
Right. Now I need to
I
concentrate.
don't want to do
I wanted to
this.
speak to you, Your Eminence.
Speak to him about demons, speak to him about politics, speak to him about the Holy Lance. Manipulation. Speak to him about the conference. Speak to him about demons.
Do you believe in demons?
What are you talking about, Louis?
Where is he going with this?
I can feel something. Demons, Your Eminence.
I am a cardinal. Of course I believe in evil.
What
Yeah.
on earth is the matter with him? Is he losing his mind?
I didn't even want to like read his
Hang in
mind,
there,
but it's
Louis.
automatic.
Don't lose him.
Rest assured, Your Eminence, I'm fine.
But it's
He knows.
Rest assured, Your Eminence, I am fine.
Yeah, I don't want to do this though. I guess I don't have a choice.
I've done it. I've done it, damn it. He was right.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do it.
This is just crazy. I can't believe it. Look at yourself, Louis. You better not get caught. Whoa. I still need to get used to this body. So, let's see about what Mortimer asked.
I don't get a choice?
Right. Well, it's time I got started.
I have to do this?
Let's see what I can find.
I'm really
help me
shocked
write
that I
letter.
am forced to do this.
I have no means to validate my forgery, so I better take my time with it and not make any mistakes.
I'm really disappointed we don't get a
There are
choice.
2 letters from the Pope on the desk. I should be able to get a clue or 2 by checking how well they correspond to each other. And here are 3 stamps. All are different.
What? Well, Louis seems to be all set, gung-ho about this, so I guess I'm going to have to go for it, even though I think it's completely not what I would have chosen for him. Read the letters on the desk. Read the first letter. My dear Giuseppe, as my health does not allow me to honor Sir Holmes' invitation to go to Lord Mortimer's, I should be grateful if you would sit at a conference on my behalf. Naturally, you will give my thanks to your hosts. Consolidate our agreements with Sir Gregory and let him know that his ventures regarding Cardinal Bishop Chiaramonti is following its course. I have every confidence in you. May God bless and protect you. SS Giovanni Angelo Braschi. P.S. Do not use your personal stamp when writing to me. Instead, use the one with my motto on it. December 31st, 1792, GJGHFJ.